Okay, in step 2, what we're going to do is start to get honest with ourselves. You've heard me say this in my books and in other programs, that this is the most important thing you can do for yourself, is to get honest with yourself. And getting honest with yourself and really facing things and facing how you really feel about things, being honest about that, is so important, because that connects us with our inner guidance system. Okay, our inner guidance system is our emotional state. It's how we feel about things. If something bad happens, we feel bad. Okay, or rather than saying if something bad happens, really I should say if something that isn't aligned with you and what you want and the direction you're going in, you're going to feel bad. Okay, and that's feeling bad when you actually are honest with yourself and you feel bad about it. What that does is it allows you to release it and turn into the direction of what you do really want. Okay, and if something is aligned with you or in the direction that you're going in, some kind of a truth for you, then you're going to feel good about it. Your emotional state is going to feel good, and that heads you in the direction of that thing. Okay, and so if you think about it, being positive and having gratitude override our inner guidance system. And so if I say your needs, okay, let's go off what I've got here right now. My needs, my financial needs right now is like, this is baseline needs, otherwise I'm in the crap and owing money, is 1,000, it's probably 1,100 or 1,200 a week, to pay my rent, to pay the bills, to pay the business bills, and to pay food. Okay, and that's it. That's the amount that I would need. That's the amount that I need at the moment just to get by. And so if I receive a payment in that's $1,200, what, if I'm being honest with myself, how does that make me feel? It makes me feel relief. It doesn't make me feel happy. It, like an extra 1,100 would make me feel happy, or an extra 10,000 would make me feel happy, but it only makes me feel relief. It only makes me feel that my needs are being met, my baseline needs are being met. It does not make me feel grateful. It doesn't make me feel positive. Doesn't make me feel happy. And so if I'm really listening to myself and not trying to pretend to be positive about it, not trying to pretend to be grateful about it, not trying to override my actual emotions about that amount, then it just feels like a relief. It just feels like baseline, a little bit bad, in fact. It does on the scale of emotions, say from 1 to 10, with 5 being in the middle of like feeling neither way about it, I guess it feels like a 4 or a 4.5. It feels a little bit bad, because I'm not getting what I want. I'm not getting the anything for myself. I'm not getting paid myself. I'm not getting any kind of reward for myself, and so it's down there on the scale, on the emotional scale. And that's being honest, okay? That's getting honest with yourself and listening to my emotional guidance system. So my emotional guidance system is telling me that that's not what I want. That 1,100 a week is not what I want. I want more than that, okay? So if I think about receiving $5,000 a week, whoa, that feels so much better. That's up there, like with on a 6 or a 7 on that scale. It puts me into positive, yeah? Yet what we've been taught is to be grateful for everything, for every little bit. So if $10 comes in, if $20 comes in, if $100 comes in, or $250 comes in, to feel grateful for that. Now, in order for me to feel grateful about those payments coming in, I have to override how it really makes me feel. And how it really makes me feel is bad, because it's not enough. It's not enough to pay for what I even need. Never mind what I want. Never mind to get me to that place where I actually feel good about it. Okay? And so if I can face that and be honest about it, that it doesn't make me feel good, that actually I want much more than that, and face myself in that direction instead, focused on what will actually make me feel great, not being grateful or positive about the things that make me feel bad, but being truthful about the things that make me feel bad, that they're not positive, that they're negative, that I don't need to feel grateful for every little thing and being in a poverty state. No, I'm not grateful for being in a poverty state. That doesn't make sense at all. And it doesn't mean that I'm not grateful for everything in my life. There's plenty of things that I'm grateful for in my life. But as far as wealth is concerned, I'm not grateful nor positive about being in a poverty state and getting less than I actually need. Nor am I in a particularly great emotional state about just getting what I need. But I'm in a good positive state, a good positive and grateful state when I'm getting more than I need, so that I'm getting what I want to, so that I'm moving forward and actually feeling good about myself. And it's matching actually how I feel about myself too, inside, that I'm worthy of these things. But that's something for a future class. Okay. So we've been taught to be grateful for all the little things and taught to be grateful for living in a state of poverty, taught to be grateful for being in a state of only just having our needs met. Think about it. Think about how many people in the world are in that state. You just need to look at the figures. They're all out there. The majority of people are in that state of only just getting by or less than. Think of all the people that are in debt. Like, debt's not something I do personally, but think of all those people that are in debt. So many. And so a lot of people are just either getting by or are in debt or in poverty. Why is that? Think about it. Why is that? There's something that isn't being shared. And if it were true that this positivity and this gratitude actually worked to get wealth, then those numbers would be quite different, wouldn't they? Because there's a lot of people that are following these teachings, a lot of people. Okay, so it's really important to not override your inner guidance system and your real true feelings. And it's with gratitude or with positivity. It's really important to actually face how it feels, how it really feels, the amounts that you get. If you think of it from the universe's point of view, if you are grateful and happy and positive with a small amount of money, not even what you need, and staying in another state of poverty, the universe is going to say, okay, she's happy with that, keep it that. If you're not happy with that and you're striving, and what I mean by striving is focused on having much more, not settling for that, not settling for poverty or the things that make you feel bad, focused on what's going to make you feel good, on the actual amount that's going to make you feel good, then you're going to go into that direction. If you think about it in another way, say a child comes up to you and asks for a bit of cake, and you say, how much cake do you want? And they say, oh, just a little finger of it. And you give them just a little finger of it, and they eat that. And you say, do you want any more? And they're like, no thanks. No, I'm happy with this. Even though you can see this little child like really wants more, but has been taught to be polite or something and say no to any extra and actually deny themselves, then what can you do? You're going to not give them any more. You're not going to force it onto them if they're not asking for it. And here's the biggie from this lesson, is that you ask for more when you're fully tuned in to your guidance system. When you know that the universe, that your higher self is giving you guidance through how you feel, when you get fully honest with that, fully honest that poverty or just enough makes you feel like crap, and that plenty makes you feel great, then you can start asking for what makes you feel great, because what makes you feel great is the universe or your higher self saying, yes, this is the right direction to go in. the way that the poverty focus or feeling good about that or just feeling good about getting by is a negative state to be in. It doesn't make you feel good. That's the universe saying, you don't need to stay there. Go for what makes you feel great. And that's aligned with you then, and it's aligned with real truth, your inner truth of what's really true for you. Okay, so that's the lesson for today. And it's a big one. We've trained ourselves to fool ourselves and to override these, our internal guidance system around money. We've overridden it with gratitude, we've overridden it with positivity, and now we actually need to feel it and feel that doesn't feel good. Poverty feels terrible. In fact, I hate seeing when people are in a poverty state, and I hate it when I'm in that state too. It's really a horrible state to be in. You're nervous, you feel stressed out, you're frightened of how you're going to pay these bills. You're kind of defensive because you're not wanting bills to come in. It's really horrible state to be in, and I don't wish it on anyone at all. But to have plenty, and if I take myself back to my 20s, when I had plenty, I had so much money in the bank I could do whatever I wanted, and that felt great. And I wasn't squandering it, and I wasn't excessively spending or anything. But when I wanted a car, I bought myself a car. I went and bought myself a new car, and I paid cash with it. And if I wanted to go on a course, because I was already interested in healing and spiritual stuff by then, if I wanted to go on anything like that, then I'd just go. And if I wanted to go somewhere, I'd be able to just go somewhere and book a hotel. And if I wanted to see friends, I could go and travel and do that. And I could just make any decision that I wanted because all the money was there in the bank ready for it. And it felt really good. It felt really good, and I didn't have to focus on it at all. I just chose it. I chose it right from the start. It's like, I deserve plenty of money, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to have plenty of money so that I can do whatever I want in life. But it's been really good. It's been really good that I kind of lost that to get real clarity on how this actually works so that I can teach you how it works. So, really listen to your emotional guidance system and what it's telling you. What feels bad and what feels good. Stop overriding it, trying to make yourself feel good about little things. Small amounts of money, not enough, or just enough. Stop that and really start to feel it and tune into it, and then ask for what you really want. Think about what amount you would really be happy with. What would put you on a 10 on that scale? What would put you on a 9 on that scale? What would put you on an 8 on that scale? Hell, what would even put you on a 5 or a 6? It's like, start asking for those things. Start asking the universe for those things and focusing on those things and saying, I'll accept nothing less because I'm not happy and I'm not grateful for less than that. It feels like crap. Okay, so that's your mission from this one. Spend some time doing this before you move on to the next one. Because as I said, we've trained ourselves to put up with or to override our emotional guidance system from this and try and be positive about things that actually don't feel good at all. And so I'll see you next step.